would you do if you weren't afraid? What does fear keep you from doing? Participating in everyday activities, socializing with friends, pursuing your career or educational path, following your dreams. Many of our worries, fears, and anxieties trap us in the what-ifs of life.
I feel like washing my hands all the time. It's like I always need to wash them or keep some sanitizer with me all the time. It affects me in ways that keep me from going out and doing things and seeing people, like shaking hands or going to the store or picking up clothes off the clothing rack or buying groceries and picking things up where other people have touched or where there may be fluids from vegetables or produce or meats and things like that. It's like I always feel like I'm going to touch something and feel sick or scared or anxiety. I know everyone can't feel this way, but why is it me?
My fear is if someone else around me or I throw up, I can't stand the nurse's office because that's where people who throw up go. I can't stand anyone else around me, and I think about it every day.
At my age and as I get older, my biggest fear is of trying to please my family, my wife, and to make sure that I am perfect in every way. If I cannot achieve this, then I feel like there's a failure here, and I do not want to be a failure.
I keep checking the tires on my car every time I'm about to go somewhere. I am so afraid of getting a flat tire that every time I get in the car, I need to check all 4 tires to make sure they're okay. There must be something wrong with me because even when I go into a convenience store for a minute, I have to make sure that all 4 tires are fine when I come back out. It's embarrassing because I just know that people are staring at me as I check the pressure over and over again.
My parents told me that I have social phobia. I didn't know what that was until a while ago. I couldn't go away from home. I couldn't go to school. I even had trouble going over to my friend's house. The worst thing was that I couldn't sleep over. I wanted to, but I was just so scared. Every time I wanted to go over there, my parents would tell me, "Everything's gonna be fine, don't worry about it." But I couldn't go, I was too scared. I mean, what if something bad happened while I was gone? There's a ton of stuff that could have happened.
I was born in Michigan, brought up in Florida, and now I'm in Georgia. And I've flown several times back and forth. And as I grow older, I'm getting more terrified of flying. My mom says that I used to not be terrified as much, and I can't drink, sleep, or eat until it's over, and I wish I could get rid of it.
I'm so afraid to drive on the highway. Every time when I have a plan to drive on the highway, I'll start worrying even before I get into the car.
My worry is that I have to erase what I have written over and over again until I get it perfect. Sometimes I am not able to get my work done in time.
I travel a lot for work, and I'm always having to reschedule meetings so that I can go back to the hotel room to be able to use the bathroom because I don't like using the public bathrooms. It inconveniences everybody I'm with, and it causes a lot of problems.
For many of us, these fears enter and leave our minds quickly. For others, it is like an inescapable, never-ending loop. When these fears or anxieties become excessive and interfere with our daily lives, we may be looking at a diagnosis of generalized anxiety disorder, social phobia, or even obsessive compulsive disorder. I'm Lisa Terry, a licensed professional counselor. I've been successfully treating both adults and children with anxiety disorders for over 10 years now. I specialize in using a cognitive behavioral form of therapy called exposure and response prevention, or ERP as we like to call it. ERP is designed to allow people to face their fears, worries, and anxieties and symptoms of OCD. I'm constantly asking my clients, what would you do if you weren't afraid? So now I ask you, what would you do if you weren't afraid?